we're starting the new session. It's a presentation from the largest school network in the world. And although my background in conferences, it has mainly been in the banking and in the fintech industry, I would regard GEM's education as perhaps the Citibank of schools. And what better than an ex-banker to present this topic? Who his name is Krishnan Gopi, the Group Chief Disruption Officer for GEM's Education. He is a seasoned IT and digital professional who has mainly worked in the banking industry, but he has charmed the education world with his unique insights and experience on tech. And it is my privilege to ask Krishnan to talk about translate technology into student success, disrupting the education industry. Over to you, Krishna.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you and your family are keeping well and safe. My name is Krish. I'm the Group Chief Disruption Officer at GEMS Education. Very happy to talk to you today about the disruption that's happening in education industry and how we at GEMS have been able to transform education using technology as a enabler and a key differentiator. Let's go right in. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, it is visible.
Great. With the rise in technology advancements, we've come a long way. A lot of things have changed. The way we commute has forever changed. The way we communicate has changed. The way we shop has changed. The way we bank has changed. And yet, our classrooms have largely remained the same. Let me show you a picture of 1900, a classroom in 1900, and a modern classroom. You would realize what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, education industry has not been transformed, has not been disrupted as much as other industries have been. And that is exactly the stalemate that we want to avoid and that we want to change. So education is today being disrupted in the last 5 years. And what are all the key drivers that are disrupting education? Education model, the way we learn, the way we teach is forever changed. Teachers are not the only source of information for students. Students are becoming digitally smart. And all those exponential technologies that you are seeing, the AI, the AR, VR, blockchains and everything, they're not the thing that you would be seeing in the movies or in science laboratories. You know, they are real and they are being used in every other industry. And he who has the data and knows how to utilize it better is the new successful person. And data is being used in critically assessing the learning and teaching outcomes as of today. And efficiencies and standardizations are not negotiable. Whoever you are, however large your industry is, and however successful you think you are, efficiencies and standardization is absolutely a key to keep you, in the winning journey. Now, powerful forces are transforming the education industry. It's not one single group or one set of people that are changing the education. It is the technology giants. We used to call them as GAFAM, if you remember. The Googles, the Apples, the Facebooks, the Amazons, and Microsoft, they're all into education in some shape or form. Not only the technology giants, the education technology companies, EdTech companies as we call it, thousands of them. They all absolutely changing the face of how education is being done. The Duolingos, the Coursera's, the Udemy's, they're all changing the edtech industry. And then you see the brick and mortar schools, both non-traditional and traditional schools, they're also trying to move the needle in their own way. There are some non-traditional schools like Steve Jobs schools, TGS and Axiom. And then there are traditional schools such as GEMS Education, Nord Anglia, Cognita, Sabis. They're all trying to shape the industry. And it is the era of the smartest win the race. And that's exactly what we are trying to describe today. Now, while all this was happening, the EdTech race was on, then came COVID-19. COVID-19 has single-handedly done what the CTOs, the CEOs, the chief digital officers were struggling to do. Pandemic literally has accelerated digital adoption by up to 3 to 5 years. And again, you see that in 2025, the EdTech market is forecasted to grow around 404 billion. This came all the way from 345 to 404 within the period of 5 months. And we also are seeing from Holon IQ that $90 billion is going to be spent in the next 10 years on EdTech. Now, in 2025, people are saying that there is going to be 100 plus unicorns. Today, the number is just 19. Just to give you a scale of how big the EdTech industry is growing. Now, we believe, and when I say we at GEMS with 60 years of experience in running high quality, high-end schools and the research institutes like Holon IQ, like Navitas, like Carnegie Mellon University and Georgia Tech University, we went into this research of understanding what the future of education can be. And we think the future of education is going to be the most adaptive, hyper-personalized, and the delivery of lessons is going to be based on experiential rather than theory. And the delivery is going to happen not from a brick and mortar traditional teacher standing, student sitting way. It's also going to be in mixed reality, the augmented reality and virtual reality methods. And the learning path between you and me and the other person, it's all going to be adaptive and personalized using AI and machine learning. And the machines and humans are going to be connected with each other with IoT. And anything that you learn, anything that you achieved, attained, the qualities that you earned, everything is going to be credentialed in a secured way in blockchain of sorts. This is what we think the future of education is going to be. And we believe the 6 technologies that you see here, AI, XR, IoT, robotics, gamification, and blockchain, is going to have the key to the future of education. We strongly believe that this is going to be enabling the students to learn better, enabling teachers to teach better, and overall is going to increase the learning and teaching outcomes across the globe. Now, AI, the best of all the technologies that I talked about, is single-handedly going to reshape the technology industry. Now, this is the one which is going to make learning adaptive. It is going to improve the efficiency of teachers, and is going to significantly improve the way we grade exams and way we look at the exams itself. And it is going to track the progress of students from where they were to what they will become or what they should become, and how do we bridge the gaps, etc. Immersive experience is a combination of AR, augmented reality and virtual reality. The use cases are plenty. It's going to improve the experiential learning. It also is going to create career counseling in a much, much different way, understanding, making people understand how their careers will be, the pluses and minuses of how the future skills will look like, virtual labs, of course, and XR is going to play and is already playing a big role in the special education needs, in a way shaping up the curriculum and the lessons that the differently abled students, the gifted students, will be able to understand and adopt. IoT is going to bring us and has already brought in connected campuses, smart classrooms, and even tracking during COVID, post-COVID, and also security and well-being is being brought in. Robotics, of course, physical robots for younger kids, software robots that would teach, that would give you revision lessons, etc., that can sit in any device, a wearable device or a classroom smart board or your laptops, mobiles, anything and everything, and virtual buddies that help with the same IQ of a student and help the student revise the lessons to help them emotionally also. And robotic process automation is going to improve the standardization and the automation of processes even up to 45% in the school environment, as we have seen in the research. Gamification is going to enable the engagements to multiply multiple times. It's going to bring in the creativity into the students, and research says that gamification improves the learning outcome due to the way informally the learning is done. And of course, blockchains. I talked about credentialing and verification based on blockchain technology. We will also be, and I will show it to you in a minute, about to create the digital currency in blockchain that can use in education, and digital rights protection and smart contracts. Everything can be made using using blockchain. Now, our story, simply put, our disruption journey is about questioning the basics, challenging the status quo, and to disrupt by creating from within, in creating future-ready technology capabilities for the needs of today and tomorrow. Now, how did we go about doing it? We wanted to do this in 3 tranches. We wanted to do first to fix the fundamentals, create an environment where innovation can flourish, declutter the spaghetti architectures, etc. Then go about strengthening the building blocks, creating a world-class, leading intellectual property suite of products that can change the face of education altogether. And it's about accelerating the transformation, incremental value creation by everything that we have created, in GEMS, in the GEMS world. Now, this is an important slide. This kind of gives you a bird's eye view of what we have been able to create. May it be the world-class integrated platform, which is called Phoenix, school management system that has academics, education, health and safety, a complete communication model, and our CRM inbuilt into it. Or it's about Classroom, our advanced learning management system, which has brought in students, parents, and teachers into one single platform. Or it's about creating a health and safety system that is pure education driven, specifically made for education. Or our Chatter platform, which is a Facebook equivalent of a collaboration platform, checked, ensuring that our students and teachers and parents can collaborate with each other. Or it is about a world-class award-winning mobile app that won the Best Innovation Award for the best education app in the World Mobile Congress, or about creating an app store like GEMS app, like Apple App Store or Google App Store, creating our own app store that could link up various education apps. Or is it about an online platform called Active Kids that improves gamifies the physical activity within students? Or it's about Garage, our digital repurposing platform that can enable from the rich schools to provide equipments at a book value to poor schools, etc. Or it's about creating the world's leading BI capability platform to combine hundreds of schools using AI, creating, using data for the better analytics or decision making. Or it's about AI-powered chatbot called Gems Genie. So it is all our own intellectual property that we have created that enables us to flourish and to become the topmost. And the results are there to be seen. We conducted 28 million collective remote learning lessons with 96% of student satisfaction. And KHDA, our own regulatory body, rated every single school in Dubai as the most advanced in digital learning, which is in the development status. And a parent survey conducted by LEK Consulting, an independent survey, said that our teachers or our parents are more than satisfied in comparison with other UAE schools. Those are all critical successes that I wanted to establish. Now, our sustained investments has resulted in not only end-to-end customer journeys and customer satisfaction, it's also created increased efficiencies and a consistent pedagogy experience throughout our entire schools. And it also has increased our IP adoption, thus by reducing the reliance and also saving a lot of costs. Now, we're also doing some really exciting projects, a most hyper adaptive learning app. We call it as one app because we think that's the only app the learner would need. Our own education coin called EduCoin, a digital currency. Our own AI-powered avatar and student buddy, EduXR platform, and a digital knowledge hub called Edupedia that kind of enables people to share and collaborate using our own platforms. Let me finish with this 5 key takeaways I wanted you to concentrate. There is a growing awareness amongst educators and families today that today's curriculum needs to evolve to meet tomorrow's reality. Number one. Number two, this is a transformation journey, and there are technologies that help for us to go into the next level, but there needs to be a right investment and a consistent investment on right tools and capabilities, including people, process, and technology. And there is a growing demand that all integrated solutions are absolutely required. But what is important is keeping the students, parents, teachers into the mix of things and making them the nuclear of our requirements. Keeping them at the heart of our product journey will definitely help us. And while doing all this, let's recalibrate our information security posture, look at the threats. How important is it to ensure that we strengthen our controls and to enhance our end user awareness for our users. Humans are the weakest link in information security. Last but not the least, this is a great journey, and we're all in this together. When I mean we, the governments, the regulators, the curriculum bodies, the school groups, the teachers, the parents, the students, all of them together, we all need to create this enhanced learning and teaching outcomes and to truly disrupt the education industry. With that, I would finish my session now, and thank you so much for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Gopi. We have the next session coming up, but I want to take this question which has come out from the audience. There are 3 sets to the questions. You'll have to answer all 3 of them. Okay. Now, we agree the world has changed in 5 months. The picture you shared about the classroom, it is actually reality. There hasn't been a great transition except for notebooks to laptops. We are definitely still behind. I have these questions. Is GAFA the next school? Is it the end of school teachers? And is it the end of diplomas and degrees?
Okay, so I'll answer it in one single minute. GAFAMs are not the new schools. GAFAMs definitely will help produce new schools. They alone will not be able to change it. Educators are educators. You as educators know better than the technology companies, number one. Number two, the question was, is it the end of school, I believe, or is it the you know,
It is it the end of school teachers? Is it the
so
end of teachers?
teachers are never ever going to be replaced. Teachers will always be there. The role of teaching will change. The role of teaching will more become advisory and collaborative and explaining the concepts rather than mundane administrative tasks today taking 45 to 50% of their tasks. Teachers will always remain there, forever. What was the third question, Fahad?
The third question is it the end of degrees and diplomas?
Okay, so degrees and diplomas are going to change. They are not going to be 3-year ones, 4-year ones, etc. As famous, let's say, futurist Elon Musk said. You don't need a degree to go into a particular job or things like that. The way the skills will be, taught, and way the skills will be credentialed, and the way the skills will come into foray will change. Degrees will be there, but they won't be the traditional degrees that you see today.
So the duration of learning will also reduce.
The duration, the structure, the way in which it is taught, the medium of it, and the way, let's say theory versus experiential, all that will change, yes.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I mean, like it's again shades of what we heard during the creativity talks, and also something what that Burge mentioned in his presentation, represented by ClassLink. Sir, Gopi, thank you very much for your time. It was really a privilege hosting you, and we've worked at in fintech events. Now this is an edtech event. Great having you over here, and it's wonderful to see GEMS Education having an experienced non-education background CIO running the digital and disruption show. So thank you very much for your time. We'll begin
Thank
the
you,
next
Fahad.
session. Thank you very much. Ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, that was Gopi Krishnan from GEMS Education, the Group Chief Disruption Officer. He is available on the platform, and you can interact with him anytime. He is a very knowledgeable person, no doubt about that when it comes to technology.